Something strange.
Is that strange?
That is strange.
That is strange.
Wow, that is strange. This is strange.
And here we are, everybody. The Epstein files list has, left a couple people shocked. Okay, there's been a lot of stuff going on. Flex, you're saying I told you so. What is going on, dude?
I have to contain myself here a little bit because I've had messages all week from friends of mine that made fun of me in 2020 when I came out with this March of 2020, and I went down the rabbit hole with, Ellen DeGenerate being arrested and Tom Hanks and all this stuff. So yes, we told you so, but I told you so. I wasn't crazy. This stuff is bad, and I don't know where it goes from here. But boy, oh boy, I'm just like reading and seeing stuff being like, I don't know where we go from here because it's bad.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know what to think about it. I mean, honestly, I was in the Telegram chat and I'm saying, why now? If they, if this is really part of the plan, the whole like white hats taking control, maybe our justice system has successfully, held in and shown that it's capable of producing good in the world and, all this stuff. And those who are in power have lost control. And then all of a sudden, Thomas Massey and Rashohan, whatever the hell her name is, Democrat, they come together and unite to do what? To basically expose all these pedophiles, right?
Oh,
and
they're not even just pedophiles. They're satanic vampires. Like, honestly, like,
yeah.
I don't think, and this is the message I messaged one of my friends today who is woken up recently in the last year.
Okay.
And she's like this, she wrote in big text on my message, like, this is all coming out. And I'm like, yeah, I told you. Like, the only thing I got wrong was I thought Trump was going to be the one to expose this in 2020. I will remember the day like it was yesterday. He was standing on the podium or whatever the platform, and where they do the press conferences. Fauci's to his what side? Dr. Burke or Bricks is on the other side.
And he unzipped his pants.
Wait, no. Not quite. And he didn't poop himself.
Okay.
But he was talking about COVID because they would at 5 o'clock every day at Eastern time do a COVID thing.
Yep.
And
COVID
the
talk.
lockdowns had just started. And out of the blue, Trump went off topic and said, we're also underway right now the largest military rescue mission in the world. And that's where I was like, oh, and by that time I already knew what he was talking about. And a couple of my friends were like, no, he's talking about the kids that got stuck in Brazil on a ski trip or whatever. And I'm like, no, they didn't. And that's where I was like, oh,
yeah,
he's going to expose it.
Well, I mean, here we are. It's after 1 year in his term in office. He said that the Epstein files didn't exist. Then he turned and said, well, they do exist, but they're just a Democratic hoax. And then he said that they've plugged and chugged stuff about him into the files. So that's why he didn't really want to release them. But then, while he was on, doing his tour, like getting ready to be the president, I guess, he was a little hesitant on releasing the Epstein files because everybody was talking about JFK files. They're talking about all this other stuff, aliens. And then he's like, yeah. But then he's like, I do want to be precautious because there's, files that could just not, people are going to be thrown into the lump and then doing things with adults, but not with children.
And I understand that. But at one point when he says it's a hoax,
right?
Let's stop talking about the files. Are we still talking about this guy?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but anyone who still follows Dan Bongino, like, get your head checked.
Oh my God. It's so sad.
It's so sad. And he's going after people like us now, black pillars and I'm like, bro, you went in there and did nothing. You got to tell us why you did nothing. Because both you and Cocaine Eye Patel, or whatever his name is, Crash Patel.
Bright Eyes Patel.
Crash Patel were saying, we saw the files, there's nothing there. So I don't know what the play is on this right now, why it's come out. why you still have one side, his administration, still. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, here's what happened. Okay, so I'm just going to share. This is right from the Department of Justice webpage. They said that they published 3.5 million responsive pages in compliance with the Epstein Files Transparency Act. This was January 30th. Over 3 million additional pages were signed. Or actually, this was in response to the Epstein Files Transparency Act, which was signed by President Trump, mind you. I mean, so if he was in these files and he knows all about this, this went through Congress. It was like unanimously voted for, like, yes, let's do this, except for that one guy. Remember, there was like that one Republican guy who was like,
He's
no,
like, no.
don't do it. Come on, guy. Everybody's like, what the hell is this problem?
Yeah.
But so there's more than 2,000 videos, 180,000 images were included in today's additional publication. Combined with the prior releases, this makes a total production of nearly 3.5 million pages.
Really, that's a lot of pages.
However, they have redacted and taken some back. I've noticed like there's many accounts of people noticing that the number of pages are dwindling. Like, for instance, if you searched pizza within the Epstein files, it was like 911. Get this straight, dude. 911 hits for the word pizza. Like, what are the odds? 911. I mean, I'm just like, what? And then now it's down to like 865 or something. So they're removing some sources, but I think it's because of this. I think it's because there's like duplicates. So there's duplicate documents, right?
I could see that. Yeah, I totally could see that.
So where do these files come from? I find that this was interesting because no one's really talking about this. So these files were collected from 5 primary sources, including the Florida and New York cases against Epstein, the New York case against Maxwell, the New York cases investigating Epstein's death, the Florida case investigating a former butler of Epstein, and then multiple FBI investigations and the Office of Inspector General investigation into Epstein's death. So, like,
I changed my background to pizza for the next bit. There it is.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it might as well be, dude. It might as well be because like pizza is flowing in these documents, dude.
Yeah, yeah, they are.
So any material. So this is what's not in here. Well, wait a second. Any materials not produced fall within one of the following categories. So duplicate documents between the SDNY and the SDFL investigation. So I guess they tried not to include duplicate documents. So maybe that previous assumption was wrong.
Which can happen.
Withheld under privilege, deliberate process privilege, attorney-client privilege. So they're not releasing those. Withheld based upon exceptions under the act, depictions of violence. So anything involving violence, they're not going to show you. Items that are not part of the case file for Epstein and Maxwell were completely unrelated to these cases. Okay. So down here, dude, if you look at this, okay, they wanted to make this very clear. This production may include fake or falsely submitted images, documents, or videos, as everything that was sent to the FBI by the public was included in the production that is the response to the act. Some of the documents contain untrue and sensationalist claims against President Trump that were submitted to the FBI right before the 2020 election. To be clear, the claims are unfounded and false, and if they have a shred of credibility, they certainly would have been weaponized against President Trump already. Okay, so public statement awareness.
I would agree with that being like, why wouldn't the Democrats have used this during their term or in the 2020 election? So that's why I'm confused with everything because why now?
Well, I want to push back against that before we move on because
okay.
I know that people always bring that up as like, you know, like if any stuff existed, they would have brought this out and prevented Trump from becoming president.
Yeah.
And I'm like, not necessarily.
No,
because
I
think
agree.
about it, because like his name is involved with documents with other people's names. And not only that, but once you open Pandora's box and you let the cat out of the bag, people are going to start asking questions about who else, right? And so it's like this big ass chain because they know. People know it's not just President Trump's name in the files, right?
No, it's everything. Everybody. Hashtag it's everyone.
It's everyone, dude.
It's everyone. It really is. And this is where I've tried to explain to my friends back in 2020, being like, it's not that good. It's everyone. And now 6 years later, I realize like we just can't go and arrest everybody. The whole world would, everything would crash. Everything would crash. Like I don't know how you do this. Like the Grammys were just on, and all those psychopaths are all there at the show. Well, I would have loved to see a raid happen during the Grammys.
Oh yeah.
You got John Legend and Christy Teigen, who are the two people that got me going when I saw her tweets about stuff with kids, sitting right behind Trevor Noah, going like this and woo, and I'm like, how are you two still there? That's what tells me if you can't take out a Hollywood star, then I don't know.
Right.
That's
something.
low-lying fruit. That's something.
Well, I want to get these claims of Trump out of the way because, I mean, these were all removed. So they were added, and then the Department of Justice removed them because, I don't know, maybe Trump wanted them gone. They were unfounded claims, but supposedly these were all in there. This is talking about unidentified female friend who was forced to perform oral sex on President Trump approximately 35 years ago in New Jersey. The friend told Alexis that she was approximately 13 or 14 years old when this occurred. And the friend allegedly bit President Trump while performing oral sex. The friend was allegedly hit in the face after she laughed about biting President Trump. The friend said that she was also abused by Epstein. And then there was one down here. At age 16, while modeling, caller attended 8 parties at Epstein's New York residence. On one occasion, the caller reported that she was sexually assaulted by Epstein. On another occasion, two twin brothers, Alan and Orrin. Blah, 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 blah. And then caller names that other individuals involved big orgy parties with her, other younger girls, and Victoria's Secret models, including Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. And then you have something where there's this victim was a witness to sex trafficking ring at Trump Golf Course in Rancho Palos Verdes, California, between 1995 and 1996. Complainant reported that Ghislaine Maxwell, as the madam and broker for the sex parties, clients of whom included Epstein, Robert Leach, and Donald Trump. This person reported participating in orgies and that some girls went missing, rumored that they had been murdered and buried at the facility. This person reported being threatened by Trump, then the head of security, that if she ever talked about what went on there, who she saw, he would, quote, end up as fertilizer for the back 9 holes like the other CUNTs.
Yeah, I was like,
right. So there's a lot of this stuff going around, and these are accusations. Some, I believe, were CHSs, or what is it? Confidential human something subject. I don't know. I think that's what it's called.
Here's a question. Like someone just messaged me now saying they just went down the Sasha Riley. Has Sasha Riley been in any of these posts?
That sounds familiar. I don't know right off the top of my head.
And it's funny because the friend who just messaged me like right now on Instagram is the friend that I said earlier who's woken up on the last bit, and she said, man, you're right about all this. Because I haven't seen the videos, but I've been watching people talk about it. And he has come out with some stuff saying he actually said something about the reason why Donald Trump wears diapers right now is because he got a tent pole shoved up his thing as punishment or initiation or something.
Up his rectum?
So, yeah. And that's sort of like, he's just been, Trump has been tied in with this guy, Sasha Riley. And apparently he's got a video where it's been dropped and people have been listening to it. And I don't really click on any of those links and stuff, but a lot of people are like listening to it. And I just don't know if anybody in the chat can let us know if, any of these Epstein files have been.
Yeah, well, it's right here. It's Sasha Riley, former U.S. Army veteran, says he was trafficked in Epstein Trump ring when he was between the ages of 9 and 13. And he also said that he names big names: Trump, Graham, Jordan, Clarence Thomas. Right. But he was part of those that was removed. He was part of those files, the accusations that were removed. I don't know. Man. Like, yeah.
Like my friend right now, who I think was waking up, is now wide awake, just messaged and said they went down the Sasha Riley and Melissa Gautry, the girl that just, what's the girl in Australia that got hit by a car and they said she's going to die. Prince Andrew did stuff with her.
I mean, I would be.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I would be.
This shows me that a friend of mine who's not into this and has heard us talk about it is now going down these rabbit holes, which can be dangerous, folks, because we don't know how much of this is true.
Yeah, and that's what I want to be very careful here, because Sasha Riley claims all this stuff, but then it's like, is he like a never Trumper? You know, like, does he like hate Trump? I don't know. Like, does he have a history of like not liking Republican parties and stuff? I mean, he was a Iraqi war vet, you know, so he was pro-military at one point.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that he's full of shit, but like, there's a lot of people that have come forward against Trump that are full of shit, and I think that's by design. I think that's completely by design, because they don't want you to. They want you to question everything when it comes to Donald Trump, and that's why this is so challenging, because it's like we've been indoctrinated with this. Everybody's lying. You have like these year-old cases. Remember, what's her face saying that she was touched by Trump, you know, or something like a long ass time ago. Like, in these, they come out like it's politically motivated. It's a political hit job. It's clearly evident that that's what it is. And so, like, now whenever you see something tied to Trump, it's like, what? I don't know if I believe it, right?
Well, that's the thing, right? And we have to be careful with that. Like, some of the stuff that's come out about Trump was, you know, when they would auction off these girls, and there's a part that they talk about auction off the girls, and he would stick his fingers, you know, where to measure stuff like that. And it's just like, that's where Trump would be like, I'm suing your ass. Like, you just can't come out and say that. But as soon as a court case starts, then evidence is released. So that's why I think a lot of these stars and people don't try to sue. Like, why has Tom Hanks never sued? Since 2020, we've all thought he's part of this. He said nothing about it. It's just like, I don't want, you know, I would, if it's not true, I would sue. I'd be like, defamation.
Right.
But it's a little strange that they're not doing that, because when you do that, exposure to evidence to evidence will come out as well. So it's very, very it's very scary, because we know it's true. We need this to come out, but I think with AI right now and with a lot of this stuff, we don't know what's real and what's not going to be real, because they can easily come out and say, Greg could come out and say, I didn't do that.
Yeah. Well, here's
did, Greg.
Trump now. Here's what he says about the files. Okay. So this is Donald Trump, everybody.
And no, he made a statement about me and Jeffrey Epstein. I have nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. And in fact, if you look at the DOJ, they announced, they released 3 million pages. It's like this is all they're supposed to be doing. And frankly, the DOJ, I think, should just say, we have other things to do, because that whole thing has turned out, I mean, other than Bill Clinton and, Bill Gates and lots of people that there are a lot of questions about it, but nothing on me. But it was even
nothing on me,
sort of better than that, because they found that Jeffrey Epstein and this sleazebag writer named Michael Wolff were conspiring against Donald Trump to lose the election. So Epstein was conspiring with a writer for me to lose the election. So right there, you know that I had nothing to do with this guy. But yeah, it's a terrible thing. The amount of time that's being wasted. When Epstein was alive, like 10 years ago, nobody cared about it. But they're only doing it. But now it's really hitting back on them, because Bill Clinton is such a big part of it. The Democrats are pushing it.
Is he?
And the problem is that it's turning out to be the Democrats that were with and conspired with Epstein. So I think you're
It's
probably
everybody.
going to see a little pullback from them. But think of it, they were working together to try and help me lose the election. But this is the Oval Office, so I guess.
Okay. So like he's clearly just not following along what's going on with all these files because Bill Clinton is like a very, very small percentage, maybe 1-2 pages of it.
And the person who, the producer or the director of Melania's new documentary,
yes, dude,
has ties to Epstein as well.
Right, I have a video on that.
Just everybody. It's everybody.
Dude, let's watch this. I gotta get this loaded up here. Yeah,
like really, I think that will be one of our shirts. Is hashtag it's everybody. If you don't get it, don't sweat
The
it.
most disturbing thing about the new Melania movie is the director, who actually appears in the Epstein files, and here's the proof. The director of the film, who was handpicked by Melania Trump, is Brett Ratner. Now, Brett was a famous Hollywood director.
Handpicked by Melania.
He directed films like Rush Hour, but in 2017, 6 different women came forward and said that he had perpetuated sexual violence against them. This included actress Olivia Munn, who stated that Brett Ratner masturbated in front of her and then told others that they had had sex, which they hadn't. Actress Natasha Henstridge, who has claimed in the past that Brett Ratner forced her to give him oral sex. And there are just so many actresses and so many allegations. So in the middle of the Me Too movement, when all these allegations came to light, Brett Ratner was kind of shuttered out of Hollywood. But according to all reporting, he is now trying to force his way back into Hollywood through this film. Yes, this is a picture of Brett Ratner, P. Diddy, and Trump and Melania. But also, Brett Ratner is a very good friend of Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel.
There it
and
is.
Ratner himself even emigrated to Israel in 2023.
There it is.
And I will let you make of that what you will. But Ratner was also a very good friend of Jeffrey Epstein's. But Brett Ratner's recent appearance in the Epstein files is even more disturbing than it looks on the surface. So here he is in this picture. This was released by the DOJ, and this is clearly at one of Epstein's properties or on some sort of a trip. So Brett Ratner is hugging a shirtless Jean-Luc Brunel. Well, who was Jean-Luc Brunel? He was Epstein's kind of business partner in a way. He supplied young girls to Epstein. He was a notorious pedophile and sex offender himself who basically pimped out women and engaged in sex and human trafficking. And curiously enough, Jean-Luc Brunel, just like his good buddy Epstein, hanged himself in prison, allegedly, before he could ever see his day in court. A lot of people think that Jean-Luc Brunel was obviously taken out in the same fashion that Epstein was, because both of them were silenced before they could really share any information about what they knew. But that's what...
Okay. So, I mean, that's it in a nutshell.
He's still alive. He's
Right.
in Israel, and he's running this whole thing.
Yes.
He's running this whole thing, bro.
Epstein is alive, everybody.
Alive and well and running the operation still. Bro.
Dude, I'm so glad that came back into light, like the 4chan posts.
Yeah.
That big ass rabbit hole of like the posts of the security guard, like all this shit. Where the hell did it go? So I have all these things. Yes. So like right here, dude. So there's more revelations that we now know that the security guard who posted on 4chan, we know his name, supposedly. And supposedly it was a real post, right? So like here is a post from Heather C. And she's saying, this is huge. The individual who anonymously posted on 4chan the morning of Epstein's death on August 10th, 2019, claiming that he witnessed weird happenings at the prison before Epstein's death, has been identified in the Epstein files. Roberto Grijalva, an officer at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York, has been identified as the anonymous prison employee who posted on 4chan claiming that Epstein left his cell Friday evening shackled in a medical wheelchair, while at the same time an unauthorized trip van arrived at the prison, which he believes took Epstein away the night before the news broke of his death. The day after Epstein's death, U.S. Attorney Jeffrey Berman of the SDNY opened a grand jury proceeding and subpoenaed 4chan, Apple, AT&T, and Citibank for the records, aiming to uncover Grijalva's identity. Following the anonymous 4chan posts, Grijalva's name is not redacted on his bank records included in the SDNY subpoena response from Citibank for his 4chan post and ties to the same prison officer, Roberto Grijalva, whose statements were released as part of the prison's investigation into Epstein's death. This is huge. Now we have validation that this 4chan post that came the night before Epstein's death was posted about is real. And so this is the post. This is the original post. Not saying anything after this. Please do not try to dox me. But last night after 04:15 count, they took him medical in a wheelchair front, cuffed, but not one triage nurse says they spoke to him. Next thing we know, a trip van shows up. Or a trip van shows up? That's a question mark. We do not release on the weekends unless a judge orders it. Next thing we know, he puts on a single man cell and hangs himself, or he's put into a single man cell, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. The trip van did not sign in, and we did not record the plate number, and a guy in a green dress military outfit was in the back of the van, according to the tower guy who let him through the gate. You guys, I'm shaking right now, but I think they switched him out.
Yep.
All right, and then
they switched him out with Hillary's brother. Hillary's brother is the one that's in the photos.
Right. So here's the court record kind of subpoenaing this guy. And then you have the phone number, right? Or something. Maybe not. This is just post numbers. But here you go. You have his name, and I don't know exactly how this ties back to that, but I guess this was just included in it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, right here. Boom, 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 boom. But so, like, here's the thing is, I was scrolling through just reading some people's comments, and then John Harold, he's saying the guy who made the 4chan post claiming that Epstein was swapped out was a legitimate employee of the MCC. However, he wasn't actually working the night that Epstein died. And he posted this 3-minute clip, so I don't really want to play it. But, like, so if he wasn't working, how did he see?
Well, what proof does he know he wasn't? What proof do we know that this guy? That's the thing, folks. It's so muddied up.
I know. I want to play this. I want to find out what he's talking about here, but like I don't want to.
We don't know anything. And the thing is, with AI, it's just they're just going to AI people, and we'll never know. That's why nobody will ever be arrested, because they're going to say that wasn't me. They used AI, or they just fabricated shit. You know. Let me
start right here, and I'll see what he has to say. Because he goes into this separate document here. Here we go.
Was this Roberto Grijalva, and he's a legitimate MCC employee. He worked at the prison where Epstein was being held. I dug a little further into the Epstein files and found this Office of the Inspector General interview that they did of Grijalva. And the name's redacted here, but if you word search Grijalva in the document, they forget to redact his name on like 3 occasions. So we know he's the guy answering the questions. And it makes sense that they interviewed everybody that was working at the time Epstein was.
Dude, I want to interrupt and just say that the redactions are ridiculous on this round. Like, people are noticing that, like, you're having duplicate documents. Some parts are redacted here. They're not redacted on the duplicate. And then some people are able to unwind or like see through the redactions. Sometimes the redaction doesn't redact the entire word, so people are able to tell what the word is underneath it. And it's just like super fucking sloppy, right?
Are people able to bring it into a Google spreadsheet like you did last time? And
no, I don't think so. But damn, dude, like that, even that example, it's like, yeah, how sloppy can you get here? Sorry for interrupting here. Let's go back to this. John Harold.
Asians. So we know he's the guy answering the questions, and it makes sense that they interviewed everybody that was working at the time Epstein was, found dead.
Killed.
So this is his interview.
Escaped.
And as I was going through, I noticed that his shift on August 9th was from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., and he didn't work the weekends. This guy wasn't even there when Epstein died. Here's a question. So August 10th, which that should be Saturday, I was off the weekend, and Friday I worked from 6 to 2 in the special housing unit. It was there when you left at 2 p.m. on Friday, August 9th. Yeah, it was there. And that was gone by Monday. Yeah, by Monday when I got back, I was off weekends, but it was definitely there on August 9th. There's multiple confirmations that this guy, Grijalva, was off by 2 p.m. the day that Epstein, or August 9th, the day before Epstein committed suicide. So what this kind of shows is that his 4chan post was full of shit. He didn't actually see this. He wasn't there the night Epstein died.
Dude, unless that's why they subpoenaed they subpoenaed AT&T, right?
Mm-hmm.
They subpoenaed his phone records because he was probably talking to a guy that was there, right? Because like up here, it's saying that U.S. Attorney Jeffrey Berman of the SDNY subpoenaed 4chan, Apple,
4chan.
AT&T, Citibank, right? So all these connections, like AT&T, why do you need to subpoena AT&T?
Why Citibank? They're a bank.
Right. Yeah, what's going
That's
on?
weird. Like 4chan, Apple, yes, Citibank. I'm like, Citibank for a payment, maybe to hush hush, or I don't know.
I don't know, man. But like,
That's weird.
it sure does seem that this guy either he knew something or maybe he was full of shit. But like, maybe that's why they're covering all their bases too. It's just like, hey, this guy wasn't there.
Is he still alive, or did he commit suicide with a shotgun blast to the back of his head?
I don't know. But here's another thing too. Is like, why even go to the lengths of subpoenaing all this information just for this post? Right?
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of effort just for this post. If this post isn't true, let it go.
Yeah.
But damn, dude. So that's what makes me go, well, they put a lot of effort into finding out who posted this. So I don't know. Right? So like that deep dive hole is like, and then like if you think about his airplane, wasn't his airplane activated after he died to Antarctica?
Yes, apparently that was one of the things.
Let me see if
But that could be a decoy, because dude's in Israel right now. He's having some matzo ball and gefilte fish, and he's running this whole thing there. Or Antarctica, because again, and those that want to make fun of me, I believe we're not on a spinning globe. I believe there's land outside the Arctic Circle, hence why it's called extraterrestrial, which is extra land. So he could be living in a part of the world we don't even know about, which maybe a lot of these stars and a lot of these people are just going to,
Dude, look at this. Ehud Barak wanted to go to Antarctica with Epstein. Let me pop open this file. It makes you.
Are you 18, Greg?
I'm 18. Okay, so let me go down to the bottom here. So what are we talking about here? This is...
Sorry, remind me who this guy is, Ehud Barak, or
Ehud Barak is a former PM, the Prime Minister of Israel.
Of Israel, right? Okay.
Yeah, and he's been listed in these documents, and so like it's been a big deal, right? Ehud Barak, former PM of Israel, is interested in coming. Please give me a paragraph email on his trip and who he should contact so I can send it to Epstein to send to him. This was from Lawrence M. Cross. And see, like, it's confusing to read these documents because, like, there's a bunch of equals signs in just random spots. And I don't know if that's like a formatting thing that happens. But, like, give me an email on, or give me short email on Antarctica trip. That's the subject of this email title. And it was to Arizona State University, all this other stuff. But he wanted to go with Epstein. He wanted Epstein to send him to Antarctica, right?
Like Epstein. Listen, my favorite email is Bill Gates saying to Epstein, "Hey, I caught an STD from this Russian person. Can you slip me some medication? Can you send me some medication that I can slip into my wife's stuff so she doesn't get it?" And I'm like, what? Like,
well, so if you look, yeah, I know. If you look into that, it actually was never sent to Bill Clinton or Bill Gates. It was a draft email. So this was like a draft email that was never sent to him.
So Bill Gates drafted the email to Epstein and never sent it to him?
No, so this was Jeffrey Epstein drafted this and never sent it. So it was like in his draft file. and he never really sent it.
Yeah.
But like right here, yeah, to add insult to injury. So essentially, this is a blackmail email because he's saying like, "Dear Bill, I cannot believe that you have chosen to disregard our friendship that we've developed over the last 6 years. I'm aware that accidents happen. It is how each of us chose, blah, 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 blah. You've decided to discharge me from my job, had Larry, blah, 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 blah." So anyway, right? And then he goes down here and says, like, to add insult to injury, you had them implore me to please delete the emails regarding your STD. You request that I provide you antibiotics so that you can surreptitiously give to Melinda in the description of your penis.
And apparently Bill kicked him off of Xbox.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
So Epstein got kicked off of it, which, I shouldn't laugh. I really shouldn't laugh because this is horrible shit. But you can see how they blackmail each other. And it's just like, well, if you don't do this, then I'm kicking you off my platform or doing. So it could be at the smallest level of getting kicked off a PlayStation or Xbox account to the highest level of.
But this email wasn't sent, but I think it was prepared to be sent if needed, right? So it was like there to like, it was like a bullet in the chamber ready to go, but like he never sent it. And if you recall, there's pictures of Bill Gates with Epstein. I think Bill Gates went to Epstein's island. So I don't know if this necessarily happened. I wouldn't doubt it, but like,
I wouldn't doubt it either.
I don't know if this led to him getting kicked off of Xbox, but it did happen 5 months after this timestamp here. So this is in July 2013. So 5 months later was that the Xbox email of, hey, Jeffrey Epstein.
Bill could have been pissed that Epstein never replied to this email and the email that's not sent. And they had a little bit of a spat. He obviously wanted medication to get rid of his stuff so he could slip it to his wife. Like this is Netflix fucking shit, man. I'm telling you, this is oof.
I like this, dude. I like this. Prostitutes described Gates as having a small, limp penis. Now we know where the name Microsoft comes from. There it is. It's literally Bill Gates' penis. Microsoft.
Yeah, Microsoft.
So yeah, that like the Bill Gates stuff is very interesting. He did he was wondering about what was it? Pandemic predictive analysis stuff. And this was back in 2017. So like he was emailing Jeffrey Epstein in regards to pandemic awareness using like algorithms to predict pandemics and all that stuff. So if you think like that's back in 2017, and I think like didn't what's his name? Fauci, that's when the funding happened in 2017, right? Like
Fauci said something about how Trump's administration is going to have to deal with some type of global exposure to viruses and stuff like this. I want this, and I want the COVID stuff to be exposed, and then after that we can talk about the moon and 9/11. And
I mean, it might all be connected, like the COVID, the elections, Israel, all might be pinnacle around this Jeffrey Epstein thing.
It is in the way that how these psychopaths think and work, and we have some great people out there that connect the dots, because I don't have the patience nor the expertise to be like I have, like you, Greg. We have a job for our living, so those that do the deep dive, that's great. And I really hope a lot of the stuff that we are reading and seeing and sharing here are, if not all factual, but most of it factual. I believe the Bill Gates with the Microsoft, though. I believe that. Yeah, that's factual. That is factual.
Here's one from TPV Sean. I don't really trust this guy. This guy's very sensational. Said George Clooney hunted for underage girls with Epstein in Europe, according to newly released DOJ files. He did this in 2014.
Yeah.
Remember that one weird picture
with him and Obama in the yacht in the back of the boat with that Asian girl?
Yes, dude. Let me see if I can find that.
I think that's before AI. I mean, What this is what upsets me, folks, is
Here.
I didn't bother to watch the Grammys. I don't care. But any clips that I did see,
Look at this.
I saw people posting saying how are these scumbuckets still doing what they're doing. They should have went in there and raided.
Like, what is this little girl doing? Like,
Yeah.
Obama is just staring at the camera, like, pissed. Like, what the
And
fuck are you
dude's
doing?
tucking in his shirt. And again, we don't know if this is real or not. But see, if I was, who's the guy next to Obama?
George Clooney?
Yeah, if I was George Clooney or anybody who is going to have fingers pointed at me, that's where I'd be like, nah, I'm suing your ass.
Dude,
like
look at
Danielson had said in the chat that Trump is going to sue Trevor Noah.
Oh, is he? Okay. Well, we'll see.
Now, I don't, what for? Do you know? Because I don't keep, apparently he got arrested, Trevor Noah, for
Oh,
something with the church. Folks, let us know in the comments what's going on with not Trevor Noah, sorry, Don Lemon.
Don Lemon. Yeah, I was going to say that. I think
Yeah.
that was Don Lemon there, but look at what
So
the
Don
readers added for context on that image. So this is the Obama Clooney image. Misinformation. The image was from a family vacation in 2019 during which Obama and Clooney were boating with their families on an Italian lake. Photos from other angles clearly show family members present during the trip. Okay, but is this their family member? I mean,
Yeah.
if it is, I
And she looks Asian. So did Clooney adopt Asian child?
don't know. Maybe
We
it's
know
a friend.
Obama doesn't have real kids. Like he's
I mean,
just
here's more.
yeah.
Here's a collage. So yeah, see, it's blurred out in there. Here, let me open this.
Just for the people they know that did this for certainty, which
Yeah.
I think they do know. I think they do know. Just go fucking get them, guys. Stop with this shit. Go get them.
Yeah.
Go get them. So that way, the next time there's an award show, it's empty because everyone in their seats would have been shitting themselves. They don't look scared at all. Any of these people, I think they're being told, "Yep, there's going to be some exposure," because that's part of their satanic plan is to expose us to it and be like, "Ha, what are you going to do about it?"
Dude, that's another thing is like all of this exposure is kind of inuring our brains, and like the more you stick a topic to the brain, you're going to get used to seeing this stuff, right? And it's like darkening our
that's-
souls by looking at this shit.
Yes, and it's pre-programming us. So even when we talk about it, we're pre-programming people to be like, "Here it comes," and when it comes, people won't be shocked. And I'm like, trust me, if we're still paying taxes and watching our football and watching our UFCs and watching our reality shows, then you know what? This shit's going to continue. Just la da 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 da, whatever. And it's like the world is run by these psychopaths, and I'm scared to say that nothing will be done of this because they have a very bad track record of getting anything done. That's why I was surprised that Don Lemon got arrested for something, and I was just like, I think it was for knowing about something with the church. If someone can let us know. I just saw it earlier today, and it's just like everyone was like, "Yeah, finally an arrest, Don Lemon." I'm like, "All right, let's see," and I'm like, "We'll see where that goes."
Yeah, Don Lemon, dude. Like, I could give two shits. I mean, he storms the Minnesota church with ICE rioters, telling the preacher they have the right to do this. He celebrates children fleeing out the back, bragging they're uncomfortable. All this other stuff. So I don't know. Let's see here. So I do have like quite a bit more information. I do want to play this clip that I posted to Telegram, and it's from a video where a guy was talking about Elon Musk, because Elon Musk had claimed that Epstein tried to get him to the island, but he was like, "No, I refuse." Blah blah blah. But there's several emails that show that Elon Musk tried to go to the island more than once. And this video compilation like really does put it together. We don't have to play the whole thing, but I do want to play, and maybe we can just fast forward and I can read the emails here. Let's see. Oops. Hold on a second here. Let's go over here. There we go. Can you hear this? I
No.
don't think you can hear this. So hold on just a second.
Sorry, I'm just reading messages of.
And he
Okay.
desperately
Being like,
Can you hear that now? I think.
Yep.
Okay. So let me restart this. This is like really hard to see what's going on here. Oh, there it is. Jeez, I can't even see. I need to get a
Elon
bigger
has long
screen.
maintained his near total separation from Epstein. He claims that the photograph of him and Ghislaine Maxwell is just a photobomb that she perpetrated and he had no idea about it. He claims that he was invited to Epstein Island but refused, and he desperately lashes out at anyone who insinuates otherwise over the past several months. Quote, "Shame on Sky News for this utterly misleading headline. Anyone pushing this false narrative deserves complete contempt. Epstein tried to get me to go to his island, and I refused. Yet they named me even before Prince Andrew, who did visit." End quote. Strong words, very defensive, but it turns out that we actually have emails between Musk, Epstein, and Leslie Groff, one of Epstein's assistants, reading, quote, Elon to Epstein, "Will be in the BVI/St. Bart's area over the holidays. Is there a good time to visit?" End quote. That's a little bit curious given his proclamations that Epstein invited him to the island, but let's read on. Epstein replies, "Any day 1st to 8th. Play it by ear if you want. Always space for you." After which Elon says, "Okay, probably the 1st then." They correspond back and forth a bit longer, but anyone who reads this conversation can decidedly say with certainty that Epstein was not asking Elon to go to his island. Elon was trying to go. Oh, that's not enough? Okay, I can understand that. Some people really drank the Kool-Aid. Here's an email from Musk to Epstein after
one's
Epstein
crazy, dude.
asks, "How many people will you be for the heli to the island?" saying, quote, "Probably just Tallulah and me." Tallulah was his wife at the time. "What day/night will be the wildest party on your island?" End quote. Epstein tried to get me to go to his island and I refused. Okay, yeah. Ultimately, for this particular set of exchanges, it doesn't look like Elon actually attended the party in 2012 or 2013, but a couple of months later, in February, we see this thread between Musk and Epstein, seemingly indicating that Epstein was given some kind of private tour of SpaceX. Interestingly, when it comes to Epstein receiving tours of various facilities, that's not even the only example. Right here, with this email, we can look at the competence of the redaction team yet again, and it's really not good. In this particular email from March of 2014, Epstein is corresponding with an unknown redacted individual. And yet in this next thread, document EFTA 0098580, we can see the same exact email, this time unredacted, with the name Alan Jones.
See, this is what I'm
There
talking
is
about.
no justifiable or legal reason to be redacting that man's name. Just for the sake of really hammering this point home so that even the brain-dead fans of Elon Musk are still able to fully comprehend, let me read one more email thread before moving on to the next document. This one. December of
the last
2012,
one.
which for clarity's sake is after Jeffrey Epstein was convicted of procuring a minor for prostitution in 2008. Quote from Epstein, "You are welcome to stay or just come for the day. Plenty of room. I will send heli to get you." End quote. To which Elon replies, "Do you have any parties planned? I've been working to the edge of sanity this year, and so once my kids head home after Christmas, I really want to hit the party scene in St. Bart's or elsewhere and let loose. The invitation is much appreciated, but a peaceful island experience is the opposite of what I'm looking for." End quote.
Oh.
Still not finished, by the way. Epstein replies, "Understood. I will see you on St. Barth. The ratio on my island might make Tallulah uncomfortable." End quote. After which Elon chimes in again, quote, "Ratio is not a problem for Tallulah." End quote. Honestly, I really don't think I have to spell it out here, but this is Elon Musk asking to join the most notorious pedophile in recent history on his personal island.
Okay. So, yeah. So he's looking for, but what's your take on that? Because he's looking for the wildest party, and he asks him again, like, "Hey, are you going to have some parties going on? I really want to unwind. When are you going to party? I want to party."
And I don't want peaceful shit. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
I'm not looking for a peaceful island experience. I want a fucking party, bro.
Listen, I'm confused with this whole Elon Doge, him and Trump, him making comments about Trump, then him and Trump being buddies again at Christmas time at Mar-a-Lago. I just think they all need to be removed, and let's just start over.
Well,
Take him out.
Towards the end there, he's talking about ratio, and I think he's saying like there's going to be a lot more dudes than girls. This guy that we played,
sausage party.
this
sausage party.
We played this video.
Or
he
it's
has
a Microsoft party.
Yeah, right. Micro penis party. This guy who we just played this video, he thinks that it's about like there's underage girls or there's younger girls, and she's older. This Tallulah, whatever. But I think it's more like, hey, there's going to be more meat than potatoes, if you catch my drift. You know what I mean? So I think Elon Musk like baiting him? Is Elon Musk like the Batman figure that we thought Trump was?
I mean, I don't know, but I don't trust him. I don't trust the old version and the new version because he's been swapped out.
Yeah,
you know, I don't.
And I
trust
asked that like I'm being like facetious when I ask that because like I honestly think that Elon Musk is an occultist. He goes to
he's
like
a robot.
Yeah,
he even said so at the WEF. I'm a robot. I'm like, thank you.
He also said he's an alien, right?
Or an alien. Sorry, an alien. I'm like, thank you. You finally acknowledged.
But like he goes to Burning Man, not saying like if you go to Burning Man you're fucking weird, but like
yes you are. No, I'm just kidding.
Sergey Brin, like the Google, like they openly hired the next Google CEO because he went to Burning Man. Like they went to Burning Man with Sergey Brin and like they watched him like get high on drugs and they're like, this is the guy. Like we gotta hire him. Like what? Like what are we doing here? And then Elon Musk went with his ex-girlfriend Brian's or whatever the fuck her name was. Like she's all into this like transhumanist stuff too, like AI and all this stuff. So I honestly,
it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse.
But like Elon Musk, I think was brought in to secure this whole Palantir operation. I think Doge was a farce. I think that like we didn't really save any money.
It was to get people's information for Palantir.
Right. Yeah.
You know, if you think about it, and it's just kind of like, you know, we know it's coming. Over in Vietnam, they did the digital ID apparently, and people have said F you to that. So they shut out 80 million people from their bank accounts. So they're testing it apparently in other countries. Next will be Canada or China, which is we call ourselves now.
Right.
But yeah, I just kind of look at it being like, I think that was what Doge was all about, was get that information.
Dude, yes, Palantir. So like
AI and tracking.
Epstein was on tape advising the former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak, right? This is the guy that we were just talking about who wanted to go to Antarctica with Epstein. He was talking about approaching Palantir founder Peter Thiel. So you have a bunch of like information on Palantir being involved with Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein and Palantir CEO Peter Thiel were discussing a plan that would destroy Iraq, Iran, Libya, Syria, Palestine, Lebanon, and Egypt for the sake of Israel. It's clear who they both work for, right? So this is a still shot here. I don't know if this is legit. I don't see a number here, like a document number. Let's just read this.
I mean,
anyway.
what's your take on them taking this long to release these files? Did they go in there all this whole time and make up shit? Because that's kind of the thought process some people are having, is like the reason why they were not doing this is you could spend a lot of time. Like they've had a year. It's been almost a year where they said
right
this. So that's a lot of people working on this to go in there and make up shit, remove shit. We always thought they were just removing stuff. Like Pam Bondi, did she get fired?
She's still around, bro.
Somebody from Trump's administration got fired. The press secretary, maybe I saw. I don't know.
I don't think so. Yeah, I think everybody's still around.
You got Kash Patel. You've got Dan Bongino, who have literally flipped and turned tail. So it's like, we need you to say this because we need more time to doctrine stuff, maybe.
Dude, I think there's a lot of Goyim talk. There's a lot of like Jewish supremacy talk within the Epstein files. Like,
sorry, and I'm having a brain fart. What does goyim again mean?
Goyim is anybody who is not Jewish faith.
Right. Okay.
And it's a lot. Okay. It's like, it's very clear that Epstein did not think highly of non-Jewish people.
Yes.
And like, he talked to people that were saying like, Jewish nationality is smarter and all this stuff. And like, it's just better and all that.
Did you watch the Banham interview that he had?
A little bit. I watched a little bit of Epstein blamed Bill Clinton for the housing crisis and the subprime mortgages and all that stuff. Other than that, I haven't really watched a lot, but like, I think there is a plan to make Israel the bad guy. I think that, say what you want, I think that might be what Israel wants. I think Israel wants to be labeled as the bad guy because it helps their prophecy be fulfilled towards their end times goal, where they will go against, they have their Messiah, whatever the hell it's called. I'm not that like up and up about it, but like, it sounded good to me. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to stick with that. Sounds like, this makes sense to me. Like, cause like, why all this stuff come out about Israel now? You know what I mean? And they're it's almost like they're allowing it to be exposed, right?
And that's why everybody was leaving TikTok and moving to Upscale, or this new platform. It had millions and millions of downloads because they're trying to squish any anti-Semitic or anything about Israel on TikTok.
But who owns this Upscale, like, or whatever the hell?
I don't know.
Yeah, because like everybody thought the same thing about like Rumble's free speech platform,
and Parler.
Yeah, it's all owned by Israel, and so it's just like what? Yeah. Like, there's no escape.
Listen, we're all screwed. You just got to live your life and hope for the best, folks.
This video in particular, where it's talking about getting to the bottom of the Epstein files, everybody's probably seen this already, but he talks about Lifeboat and Teachers in Space or something like that. But it's essentially creating two realms, one beneath the earth, one outside in outer space, in case of a catalytic or a catalysmic event. Or is that the right word? Anyway, so like a world-ending event, you'd have some people living underground, right? So check this out. This is insane, bro. This is like the one that kind of I really want to focus on and do a little bit more deep diving on.
Here's what's at the bottom of the Epstein rabbit hole.
Congratulations, you've made it to the bottom of the Epstein rabbit hole. Pay close attention. Jeffrey Epstein was on the board of directors for an organization called the Lifeboat Foundation. He was also on the board of directors for an organization called Teachers in Space. Look them both up. They actually exist. They have websites. They don't even try to hide what they're doing. Lifeboat Foundation builds giant underground cities, okay? They openly advertise it, and for a fee and with an application letter, they might accept you to join their little society where they apparently have whole cities underground. They also advertise being able to take the clients off-world in the event of a catastrophe. And it's really interesting because Teachers in Space also talks about taking payloads off-world, which is all really weird, right? It gets even more interesting. You see, Donald Barr was the one who inducted Jeffrey Epstein with zero experience into the Dalton Institute, where he was a teacher. Donald Barr wrote a really interesting book called Relations in Space about an aristocratic elite trafficking children into space. Are you following me here? What's even weirder is the district attorney that was supposed to prosecute Jeffrey Epstein and bring him to justice was literally William Barr, Donald Barr's son. Now, the Lifeboat Foundation is really interesting because in 1996, they pioneered wireless money transfers. They're the second organization in the world to ever do this. This is a decade or two before Bitcoin even was a concept, right? So you got an organization that is doing wireless money transfers that are untraceable, large sums of money, and they're building giant underground infrastructures. It gets even weirder. I found out through looking on archive.org that Lifeboat Foundation has a homeless youth outreach program. And they used to have a whole like station in Rhinelander, Wisconsin, and a whole board of people. They're all out of the Rhinelander, Wisconsin area. And they had this meeting in 2017, a homelessness problem-solving like meeting, right? So you have an organization that's interested in homeless youth, interested in wireless money transfers, and interested in underground infrastructure. I don't know if you guys heard about Sasha Riley, but he's telling the truth. He was trafficked by the Epstein elite. He was in snuff films that he survived, but he witnessed people get unalived. And what I'm telling you is it gets crazier. The reason why Epstein surrounded himself with the scientific elite is because he was doing human cloning and he was doing consciousness transferal and stuff like this. I swear to God, I know this gets crazy, but it's true. And what I'm telling you is he had celebrities down there. He had a cloning center down there. And I know because I was in some of these films. They're on the dark web. In films on the dark web, okay? And what they're going to try to say is it's all AI.
They're going to say it's all AI. Dude, like,
yeah,
I didn't watch the end of that clip. I had no idea.
Here's what's at the bottom.
The dark web and shit. So, like, Lifeboat, right? And, like, think about all these, like, you know, Blue Origins, Jeff Bezos, like, all these, like, billionaire, trillionaires, whatever, creating their own outer space stuff. And I've always said that they're preparing for an off-world event in case they need to leave the world for a couple weeks. Who knows? If there's a big fucking catastrophe that takes out a third of the population or something like that, right? Then they're going to have to go somewhere during this turbulent time. And he was into like this. So Epstein was into this scientific time travel. Like he was asking scientists and like random like professors about time travel. They had big threads, big email chains about like what kind of like biological life form could sustain traveling through time. And it's just like, maybe he was into this consciousness shift, dude. Like we talked about this, and like Jordan Peele had that one movie where it's just about, I'm going to transfer my consciousness into a new body, a younger body, right?
The movie Get Out, had that. His other movie Us was about underground clones,
right? Yes.
His other movie Nope was about aliens. And if you guys want to watch it, and I got shit on from my friend because I suggested for him to watch it, but it's an interesting movie called Him. And Him is about a young football star who basically goes and gets trained by the greatest of all time, and all the stuff we talk about of how they sign up these people, it's all in there. As a film guy, I love the editing, I loved some of the sequences, but Him is another movie where again they talk about how, you know, signing the contract, and when he goes to sign, there's all these people there, and we're like, this is what you got to do because you were born to do this. And it shows some really interesting stuff because they have to tell us. They just have to tell us. And like we were saying here, you know, the joke is on us. No arrests and nothing but a joke. And the joke is all us. And I hope this is not a joke on us. I hope this is either a softening before the death blow. But when I saw all those pedophile satanic SOBs at the Grammys having a good old time, as Trevor Noah is doing his little skit, and I'm watching everybody in the background, John Legend and his wife sitting there, who are the two that got me started on this. I'm like, wow, man, they don't look worried to me.
No.
They don't look worried.
I mean, when would you surprise if you're going to attack somebody, you want to...
At the Grammys, they should have done a raid. I was going to say Dexter. They should have done a raid, Greg. My God, I'm calling you everyone, but...
Don't call me Jeff. Dude, check
bro.
Check this email out.
I want to see arrests at the Super Bowl, but no.
So Owen Schroyer says quite a redaction, and he points to this file here that I just opened. It's from Ronald Weiser. I don't know who that name is, so people start digging. Forwarded a subject says, Veterans Today, the Mossad connection, Trump, Epstein, Clinton exposed murder, child sex abuse. And this is Best regards from Ambassador Ronald Weiser. But look at this whole message from Larry Brayboy.
At least we know the date and the time.
Yeah. The entire damn thing. I mean, I guess you could just try to look this up. It looks like a link to an article, maybe. So, yeah, Veterans Today sounds like an article, doesn't it? Like some boomer website or something. So
boomers.
I don't know.
Freaking boomers.
Like
Damn
this,
them.
this whole thing. This last one. This one was going viral. So people were like replaying this video. So, do you remember this video? This was like a couple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Remember
Like this,
seeing this.
this was a while ago, like last summer. And this woman was screaming in Spanish. I don't know where this was at, but she was Gabriela Rico Jimenez. She was 21 years old. Apparently, after this video was shot, she'd never been seen again, but I don't know if that's true.
What do you know?
But she's saying, like, they ate human, disgusting, they ate humans. I wasn't aware of anything. I mean, about the murders, yes. That they had eaten humans.
Mm-hmm.
Humans. They smell like human flesh. I remember this happened right around the time when we had those, the Chilean aliens and like the miner, they were blaming it on miners, right? Like mining men with jetpacks on and all that stuff.
How long ago was that?
I think it was a couple of years ago in the summertime.
Yeah, I don't know if people are ready for that. With the eating and the sacrificing and stuff like that.
Did you see this?
They're all connected. The mayor of New York City, there's photos of him as a kid, and his mom is with Ghislaine and
dude.
Epstein.
Yeah.
I sent you a video on that if you want to play it.
Yeah, just real quick. This is one that people were talking about.
This one here.
This is
saying that George Bush did some shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out who it's from. This is like from a detective at the Bureau of Child Exploitation Human Trafficking Task Force. This is talking about George Bush Sr.
Bill Bush.
Yeah, right. So this is
They're all the
saying,
same.
I'd like to add a few other points disclosed by the purported victim. While on his yacht, or on this yacht, he witnessed African-American males having sex with white blonde females, all of whom were bleeding during intercourse. Sorry, guys. This is going to be the most graphic one right here. He was a victim of the type of ritualistic sacrifice in which his feet were cut with a scimitar, but left no scarring. On the yacht, he witnessed babies being dismembered, their intestines removed, and the individuals eating the feces from these intestines. He was also graped by George Bush I. And then I think this is SSA, blah, 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 FBI New York writes, thanks. I didn't realize Bush graped him too. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if people are ready for the satanic stuff that they do. And it's trying.
Bad.
That's where I lose people, or I lost people. I don't really talk about it anymore amongst my friends. Now maybe I can, because it's starting to come out, but I would lose people saying this is the stuff they do to kids. And I mean, I don't mean sexual assault and raping. I mean this stuff. And I don't know even if we're ready for that to come out and actually be like, yes, dude, I don't know where this is going.
I remember the Utah case, the satanic ritual abuse in Utah, David Hamblin.
Yep.
And it's funny because Sarah Hamblin was one of the names that they found out that was unredacted. And everybody's like, is this the Hamblins? Are they connected? Maybe. But like,
yeah.
I read the court case on that, and boy, oh boy, it's nasty shit, dude, on what they did to kids.
The Wiener laptop, like, and Hillary and that other person tying up people to the tree, and 9 out of the 12 police officers committed suicide. It's just like,
Yeah.
if it's not real, well, bad on you for coming up with a fake story. And if it is real, bad on you, excuse me, for not exposing that. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Dude, is this the video you want me to play? This ritual by the numbers?
There's one about the mayor of Toronto, of New York, right
Dude,
there.
this is a fake video or fake photo.
Is it?
Yeah, that's a fake photo. This is AI generated. That came out. Here, I'll pull it up.
So this picture came out, and Zoran Mamdani.
Oops. I don't know if you...
Because that photo was everywhere.
Can you not hear that? Or
I can hear it.
Okay. It says...
I did hear it.
Okay.
Base is basically coming out with pictures.
Yeah, so this is all AI. This has been proven to be AI. But there was something about Mamdani... There's definitely something about Mamdani, like his mom, or like there was an Epstein who was dating Mamdani's mom. So like, that's probably why they created all those images to like flood the whole story. They're like, oh shit, people can't find out about this. Let's create the AI video or, shove it out there. But yeah, like that is a fake video or a fake, image.
And when is the Super Bowl?
This weekend.
Yeah. So like we had the Grammys, and every time there's an award show, there's a sacrifice. So
there's also full moon, Catherine
O'Hara, whose real name is Cameron O'Hara because it's a guy. You guys know I was going to say that, but sorry, that's a man.
Yeah,
that's a man.
Looks like a man.
And it is a man. Sorry, she passed away, but there's all these numbers of the ritual numbers again, and I'm like, there it is.
Right.
There it is.
So that Hamblin woman, I guess, is the one that says, I give you permission to kill him. He is apparently with blank. He lied to you and he lied to me. So specifically talking about killing somebody. And this person did some digging and was like, yeah, this is Susan Hamblin. I don't know if I can find the Mamdani stuff, but yeah, it's all over the place. Like you're going to see a lot of deep fakes. You're going to see a lot of shit that's like mixed in. And that's always the point. They want you confused. They don't want you to know what's real.
That's why Eric Petersman 1389 just said, funny how they rolled out AI just before all this.
Exactly.
Right? And that's something you and I have talked about as well, Gibbs. Talked well about it.
See, like right here, these are all AI, and you can kind of tell. I mean,
they're real, Greg.
Yeah.
If it's on the internet, it's real.
Look at this.
That's definitely real.
And then like down below, these
Epstein
these
is very strong. He might have an egg-shaped ding-dong, but he's strong.
Right. His mother potentially attended one after party for her films released at Ghislaine Maxwell's house in 2009, and that's it or something. Yeah. So I don't know, man. Did you want me to play any of these other videos that you had?
Just the last one about O'Hara and just the numbers. And here we go again.
Let's do it.
Cameron O'Hara.
Is a stage. Catherine O'Hara is unalived at the age of 71. But what if I tell you this is another ritual? Because what are the odds that she was announced unalived 33 days before her next...
Uh-oh. What the hell? That's the first time that's happened?
They don't like that. They caught on to us.
The world is
33 days before her next birthday, huh? Let me try playing
this. Catherine O'Hara is unalived at the age of 71. But what if I tell you this is another ritual?
Whoa.
Because what are the odds that she was announced unalived
not touching anything
33 days before her next birthday? What are the odds that she was also announced unalived 33 years after Home Alone 2, where this guy had a cameo?
Trump!
And what are the odds that the same day that Kevin Warsh was announced as the replacement for Jerome Powell, the mom of Kevin in Home Alone was announced unalived? Is that just a coincidence? Or is there more to that? I guess it's probably just a coincidence, right? And RIP to Catherine O'Hara. Oh yeah, and her character in Beetlejuice 2 was unalived in the movie, and she just so happened to be unalived because she was bitten by a snake. And who likes to read a certain poem about snakes?
Okay.
Again, this probably is just a coincidence. This is for entertainment purposes only. R.I.P. to Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, that I know this guy. He recently just started showing his face. The Truth Zone guy. He reaches quite a bit, and I think he might steal some stuff from the good old donut factory. I've noticed.
Oh, for sure, probably.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But the first half of the video, I've seen other people post about 33 days before her next birthday, 33 years after Home Alone 2. Listen, they love their shit. They love their shit.
Dude, yeah.
And it's just, all we do here is show you the patterns that they leave us, and we're showing you the pattern. And still some people refuse to see it. I feel sorry for you. As we said, I told you so.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what?
That's it.
No grudges, okay? You can like who you want to like. You can think whoever's going to save you at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I'm just going to trust myself. I'm going to trust Flex, and I'm going to trust my family. That's about it. You know what I mean?
That's it.
So, I mean, Flex, anything else you want to share with the group?
No. That's it.
That's it, everybody.
I just have to keep my head low and just, I don't know, by next week, who knows? Who knows? Well, I think by next week there'll be something else, and we won't be talking about the Epstein files, because I think this Epstein stuff is distract from them blowing up a certain country over there, you know where.
That's true.
And starting a war.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it all comes back to benefiting Israel somehow. I mean, it's mind blowing. So we'll see what happens, but everybody, yes.
I can see clearly now with my new computer.
There we go. Everybody stay vigilant. Don't be deceived by fake AI photos like my friend Flex here was. Hey, it happens to the best. Happens to the best of us.
It's real.
Yes, and everybody else out there, if you like this video, if you like the content, like, subscribe, go over to Apple, go over to Spotify, leave a review. Okay, I want to read that review. I always read the reviews on the toilet. Okay, I wipe my ass and I read the review. Give me something to read, people. All right. Flex, you stay safe up there in Canada. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody else, stay steamy.